Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday. I'm Lifestyles with Eric. What's going on? Please thumbs up the video when you come in. Please thumbs up the video. Share the video out if at all possible. If you're not a subscriber of Lifestyles with Eric, I'd definitely love to have you a part of our family. Once you hit that subscribe button, you're definitely family. It's not just a subscription. It's not just a any other old YouTube channel. It's Lifestyles with Eric, where we bring you on the platform. If you have a topic or something you want to discuss, I will definitely let you borrow my platform and to get out whatever you need to get out. Just keep it respectful, but I definitely don't mind having my guest on Lifestyles with Eric. Now we're going to piggyback on what we were talking about the other night. Why is it that can men ever ask women a question without being blamed? Or being blamed for something or being blamed. So we're going to wait on a couple of guests to come in. I'm hoping they got all the invites and everybody's popping in. So, we had been having technical difficulties the last few times. Miss Hope, how are you? How are you, Miss Hope? Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for coming in tonight. Thank you for coming in. We're going to wait on our guests to come in tonight. Audrey again, Davis, what's going on? Happy Friday evening. Kathy, how are you? Happy Friday evening. Looks like we got one coming in.
Hey, kind of dark a little bit. How I sound?
Huh?
How do I sound?
Can't really hear you.
Can't hear me?
You're low. You're just low.
Just low?
A little low.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hold on. Talk now.
What about now?
I'm turning my computer up. I don't know if that has anything to do.
Let's see.
You sound, yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on with you?
Man, same. Just a different day. Friday.
Friday,
had to do my family thing today, so.
That's what's up, brother. That's what's up. That's what's up. Waiting on our other guests to come in. I believe George and Mr. G's coming in and Tracy. So trying to wait on them to pop in. Everybody seemed to like that last topic. Looks like we got Mr. G coming in. Let's see. Mr. G's coming in. Hey, Mr. G, what's happening, partner?
What's up? Hola.
I can't hear you that well, George.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What's up, Rico?
What's up, Mr. George?
What's going on?
All right.
What y'all into tonight?
What'd you say, buddy?
Man, TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
You're going to have to talk into that mic when you talk, George, because you're real low if you don't talk into that mic.
Hold on. How about now?
You low.
Still low?
Huh?
Now?
Hold
on. How about that?
Okay.
That better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Oh, okay.
All right. Waiting on Tracy to come in. Tracy's supposed to be coming in. Yeah, man. So how was that week, George?
All right. Up here watching Griselda.
You know what? I started watching it last night, but I fell asleep. I started watching that first episode. It was pretty great, getting good.
Yeah, you know who she was, right?
Yeah.
She was
I was on her about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Godmother.
She's
Blanco. Blanco. Okay.
I don't want to veer off because we ain't ready to talk about nothing yet. But the funny part about her situation is that they let her out of prison on purpose because they knew that she was going to be killed. How did she get out of prison? She killed a lot of people, and they let her out of prison, and then she was killed instantly. That's weird. They've never let a cartel out like that.
Yeah, but she served a shitload of time too.
No,
already.
She did not. No, she did not. Did she?
Yeah, she served the
I think she
shit a
felt
lot of
like,
time.
yeah, she did. She
Oh,
did.
you're right. I
Yeah.
forgot. Her story is because she got with that black guy in Oakland and that she was messing around with. And she got him on. And did you see that story? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw. I
Yeah.
know the whole. Yeah, I seen the whole
The
story.
black
Yeah,
guy that she was dealing with.
yeah,
He was writing her letters, pen pal. He was her pen pal.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he started dating her. Then okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the only one he was the only one survived out of
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's her right hand man name? He's still living. He's still in prison in Chicago.
You
He
real
grew up
low,
in Columbia.
George. You real low.
Her partner that she came up with, he was still in prison.
Okay.
Rivera, whatever his name is, I forget his name. Yeah, he's still in prison.
Okay.
You know what? He was one of the guys that helped her get off because remember, he was sleeping with that sheriff's wife or girlfriend out there in California, and she was bringing him food and cakes and everything to the jail cell.
Okay.
So it kind of messed up. It messed up the whole trial situation. So that kind of took a little bit off of his sentence and her sentence together a little bit. Somehow it worked out where, the dude didn't know he was messing around with his old lady was messing around with a cartel dude.
Right. Yeah.
So it kind of got jacked up. Yeah, Rivy, that's his name. Rivy. Yeah, Rivy, something like that. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Grammello was a bad chick, boy.
She was. She was.
Yeah.
But I was just like he was asking like how did that happen? But I was telling my nephew, you get less time for murder than you do for dope. So
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do.
it's crazy, but it's a systematic thing. So yeah, that when you were just asking how does she get less time for that, Eric, is you get more time for murder than you do for dope. So that's just one of them
Nah, you get
law
more time
things.
for dope than you do murder, Rico. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, I gotta flip that because
that way. Yeah, you get more time for dope.
I know a few people that got the kingpin charge and they got 15 years and got out. They supposed to have been down for 75 to life.
I'm saying, I know. I'm just saying, in my, all the people I know that you get way more time.
More time.
Did 27, Ernest did 19, and people do 9-10 years for killing somebody out. That's it.
Yeah.
Out. But I'm just saying, if you got
everybody I know that's been in jail for dope that did more time than a murderer. Everybody I know.
Well, see, they didn't get her for the murders. They got her for the drug trafficking.
You're right.
Yeah, they didn't get her for the murders. Yeah, they got her for the traffic. So you can get out, on the trafficking thing. You can get out on all that. That's like if Pablo had stayed, had been around still, he would have been out by now. He wouldn't have served all that time.
They might have put the kingpin on him though, because he was supplying the whole United States, man. At one time. I don't know.
She was too. She was supplying Miami and New York and California. Yeah, she was supplying a big part of the United States.
Hey, Miss Hannah Smith, what's going on, love? Thank you for coming in tonight. Thank you for coming in.
Her money built Miami.
Yeah, they literally built Miami.
Yeah, her and Pablo, they both built Miami. Yeah.
All those high rises and nice apartments and homes and stuff were built by drug money.
And then you got to think they wasn't the only ones that was doing it that built them high rises in Miami either. All of pretty much southern Florida.
I mean, all of Miami was built on drug money. Is what
on drug money. Yeah,
they had so much money they couldn't even put it in the banks. The banks couldn't. So it was. Yeah, it was a trip. Wait, no.
I tell you what, them Colombian and them Brazilian chicks, boy, they'll kill for their love of their family or for their crew.
Oh yeah.
They'll take you out. They be like, if you part of my crew, you family, and we will take you out. They don't play. But if you good with them, you good with them.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The Colombians, the Brazilians, the Peruvians, they just you with the click.
Tracy, I sent it to your email. No. You don't need to watch it. You need to get on. Check again. I sent it to your email, Tracy. I just sent it to your email. The Outlook email that I have for you. I sent it to your email. Could you please try again?
You got your phone on Do Not Disturb this time again? So won't be
I mean, I'm
calling
not
you?
on my phone. I'm on the computer this time. So
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Here's
Okay.
the phone
right
right
on.
here.
Throw it in the trash right now.
Nobody's gonna interrupt my stream.
And actually, the computer it does look better. It looks good. It
I
looks
don't
good.
like the way it looks because I'm not used to the way this camera looks. But I mean, everybody says that it looks good.
It looks fine.
looks-
I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it looks crystal clear to me.
It's fine. So, but what's the skinny? What's the skinny for today? Or you just gonna wait until
I'm
she
waiting
actually
on Tracy
wins?
to come on. I'm trying to see if she can find her link. We're just going to part 2 of what we were already talking about.
Oh, okay.
Since we were cut off, I just want to kind of go back on what we were talking about.
Yeah,
That's why I'm glad I
elaborate.
did a part 1. I'm glad I've said part 1. So,
Right.
yeah. Just when it was getting down to the nitty gritty, then it went blank. Bam. But at least they could hear y'all though. They could hear. I guess everybody could hear me, but I just couldn't hear y'all.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. See, I got it on the YouTube right now, and it's your computer is clear, it's crystal clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. It just looks weird. It looks funny to me. But let me see. I need that light. Yeah, it's too much light.
Yeah, it's real clear. You good? You don't need no more light. You good?
My light good?
Yeah,
you good.
You good.
Where you at, Miss Trey? Did you find it?
She in the back room.
Where's everybody at? How many we got? We got 10 in the chat tonight. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thank you for coming in tonight. All right.
I would make a a joke, kind of a sarcastic joke, just like a woman, huh? Always wrong.
You better cut it out. Hey, Carmen, especially when we got all women.
Oh shit!
Hey, Carmen, thanks for coming in tonight. Thank you.
Oh my God!
No offense, y'all. No offense. We just know. We know how it is.
Yeah.
Hi, Carmen. Let's see.
Hey,
I see
Carmen,
Carmen.
thank you for coming in tonight. We got a first
Anna,
timer tonight.
Hope, Kathy,
like to welcome her
Andrea.
in with open arms. And Miss Anna said, "Watch your mouth, Rico."
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Where you at, Tracy? Where you at, love?
Hey man, did you get that video, man? That little Instagram clip that dude. I wish I could find out the comedian's name.
He didn't.
When he had me cracking up talking about.
They look like they pulled him right off the streets, off a cliff.
They did. Have you seen that, Rico? The clip, the comedian. He said, "Dude, fellas, if you come in the house,
a woman messing around,
just don't say nothing. Just go downstairs.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
Don't leave. Just go sleep on the couch. And then when you get up in the morning, say, bitch, I owe you one." I was like,
right. If that could work, that will work.
Yeah.
That would work.
Boy, I was cracking up.
Wow.
Oh shit. She would know. Your woman would know how to act. Somebody said some shit like that to him. But like, wait a minute, what? Catch him at a hotel cheating around. Say, yeah, look here, woman, I owe you one. So I don't want to hear shit.
Right.
Watch the cursing.
Oh yeah.
Be like, he knows something.
Yeah.
Gonna play it
I
like
gotta find out his name because I done seen him before on there. He's hilarious as heck. I just don't know his name.
Big dude, is he chunky dude?
No, he's slim.
He's slim dude. Black dude, yeah, slim, got a short haircut. Yeah, he missing a couple
Missing a
teeth in
couple
the
teeth.
top and the
He
bottom.
missing a couple of teeth and everything.
Got the old 80s thick mustache and stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he's funny though.
The
You
love
got you
boat
still hey, you still got the link, but hey, send it to Rico when you get a chance.
All right.
You got Messenger, don't you, Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to him on Messenger and everything. The dude, I gotta find out who he's hilarious, man. That dude was just, I mean,
I think he's old, man. That's an old show. I think that's from a long time ago.
is
Pretty
it
sure
really?
I seen that a long time ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
They need
funny.
to get
as
him
heck.
back though.
They do. They really do.
Oh, man, I'm gonna have to lay off them cigars, Rico. Man, it's they bothering my throat, man.
Yeah.
I can I just had my throat was just fine, and now right back. It's the blunts. It's the cigars.
Do you have any honey?
Huh?
Honey,
Right,
do you
you
have
still
any
don't see
honey?
this.
I got some tea and honey. I just got through drinking some. But I mean,
okay.
I'm gonna just have to lay off the cigars and go with something different
Yeah,
because
just go with alternative.
it's starting to bother my throat.
George,
Are
what
you
you say?
inhaling the cigar? Or you
Huh?
just doing it?
No,
Are
I
you
mean, you know what
inhaling
I'm
the
talking
cigar?
about. You know what I'm talking about. Once.
Okay, my bad. Yeah,
It's starting to
yeah.
bother my throat.
I
Yeah.
thought you was doing a little cognac with the cigar thing.
Right.
I want some cognac. I keep saying I'm gonna buy me some, and I ain't bought none yet.
What did Judge Chad? What did Ocho Cinco say? Cognac. Ocho Cinco. He was like, cause he don't drink, but he was asking Shannon Sharp. He was like, so what is it called? Cognac? Cognac? He was like, cognac. He was like, well, why does it say? He kept saying cognac. Like, what? Like, no, yeah, he don't drink, so.
Nah, he probably don't.
Okay.
I want to spelling bee when I was in the 8th grade, so I know how a word looks. I'm like, dude, that was 8th grade. You 42 years old. What are you talking about?
How many letters did the words have in the 8th grade? Probably about maybe 8 at the max.
Right. If I was in the 8th grade spelling bee, I would have said cognac too. Like,
yeah.
That's why he went. Did he go straight to the NFL?
Who? Chad?
Without yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals for a long time.
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember what school did he go? He went to. Was it US? No, he didn't go to USC. That was Keyshawn.
I don't think he went to a big school, did he? Maybe he did.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. He just tried to clean up his mistake. That's all. You know how they do. Cognac.
You know, he's very what's a good word? What's a good couple of words to use? He's very careful with his money. Put it like that. Can't be mad at him.
He wears fake jewelry and everything.
Yeah, because he said he was dating one girl. I forget how he put it. Said she wanted to run through his money. He's like, nah, I ain't doing all that.
Tracy,
like,
I just sent the link again.
Too hard for this money.
Right.
Tracy, I just sent your link again.
And it can't be mad at him because you know what? They were showing that on the NFL about Andre Rison and was it Nate Donaldson who played for the Colts? He went to the Cowboys and how they had friends and people they was dating that ran through their money. And they had one cat that played for the Baltimore Ravens, man, and he was a lineman and he had got his paycheck and it was like $5 million. And I can't remember if it was a bonus check or something like that, but he said he's taking his girl, it's supposed to be his fiance, taking her and her family on a trip and vacation and everything. Goes back, his accountant hits him and stuff like that. Too much, you got to pay your taxes, but your money's gone. And
there she is. All righty. I know you're a very computer savvy lady. What's going on now, Miss Tracy?
Technical difficulties.
Okay, well, we got it. Hey, now. I had to send it 1,000 times. Shit. What's going on?
Sorry. I did not receive the email, so I had to get my laptop out. And
there it is. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
I don't know.
We don't give up on Lifestyles with Eric. I'm going to keep sending it.
Well, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb because I looked at it.
I'm not, because I'm not on my phone. And you ain't calling.
I might just call since I'm
Hey.
on my laptop. I might just make a phone call.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
This
We
is like-
appreciate you coming in. We appreciate everybody coming in tonight.
It's like some Brady Bunch
Tracy,
shit. No.
Tracy really liked the convo last time, so she said she wanted to be a part of the next part too. So
I made it. I'm glad I made the cut. Thank you.
yeah, I'm glad you did too, young lady. Hey, Miss Debbie, what's going on? You have a blessed weekend too. We're praying for you. Hope all is well with you. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Hey, hold on a
Can
second. Hold
men
on. Hold
ever
on a
ask-
second. Hold on. I got to do the Brady Bunch thing. I got to look up.
Oh, that's what it feels like, don't it?
Yeah.
Imagine the Zoom call. Oh my God.
You got to look down at Tracy, then you got to look to your left for Rico.
Right.
All right.
That was my favorite show growing up. I always wanted a family like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
wouldn't it have been
Oh,
nice?
Funny part
Lord.
about it was I really was a part of a family like that.
You sure were.
But I
Were you
always desired to be a part of a family like that. I'm the last of 6 children, and there's 3 boys and 3 girls, have mother and father. We just didn't have no dog named Tiger.
Did you have a
Right.
black? Did you have a white maid?
Name Alice.
No, we didn't have a white maid. And I was the remote control. Tracy, come and turn the TV.
Right.
So, all right, people. So, can men ever ask women a question without being blamed for it? Miss Tracy wanted to get in on this one. She said she had a few things she wanted to talk about, and actually, she said, George, some of the points that you were making were spot on, and she agreed with some of the things you were saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we finished off last time because I had that call. I don't know who was talking, how we were getting ready to end, but then who was talking? Was it you, George, or Rico?
It was me and Rico. We was
Oh,
talking,
yeah,
and then it just went
yeah.
dead silent. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying when the phone rang, what were we on? Do you remember exactly what we were talking about?
What was we, Rico? We was talking about the similarities between black women and white women about how they start. I think it's what we was at about how they start their families at a certain age out of college and stuff like that.
Because that's what I wasn't, I don't want black women to think that I'm coming down on them or that but there is a difference. And so we have to find that difference and why we need to find why there's a difference and why they're being taught. It's no disrespect to any races, but from what I've seen is white women get married at a certain age, whether they stay married or not. That's not the point. The point is that they get married. That's one of the questions as far as, why do that's the question that I put on Facebook the other day. Why do African American women take so long to be married or, not get married at all? Or, in my opinion, what I was saying the other day is that, you can't party in your 20s, 30s, 20s, 30s, and then 40s, you're deciding now, I got to give me a good man. It's time to be settled down. I need a man to sweep me off my feet. It may not happen exactly that way, but what I'm saying is, why is it that white women, whether they go to college or not, get married at a certain age, and whether they stay married or not, they get married. They don't party all through the 20s and 30s and then want to be settled in the 40s. Not most of them. Most of the time, whether they're from a trailer park or from a middle-class home or a wealthy home, they get married. Boom, I'm done.
I think a lot of people, I think it's income related when you see from my perspective.
Well, you said economics.
Yeah, I don't, to me, a lot of the, let's just say low income Caucasian people that live in low income communities where it be
you're very low, George. You're
where
very low.
Where it be
talking to that mic.
I got you. Where it be they live in a trailer park or they live in a project community or low income community of housing. I think they tend to live their lives kind of similar to what life is in the black neighborhood. But far as having kids early, they have kids early, but they don't tend to get married right away. Like a lot of what I see, mostly women that get married in the white community is mostly college graduated women. About they graduate from college and they go off and they have their boyfriend, they get their apartment and they get married. This is college educated white women, and we see some black women do the same thing. They're going out to be doctors, lawyers, and they typically, you know, sometimes they get married too because they have a roadmap of how they want to go. Let's just say that they have a plan. It's already planned out, and they go from there. But what I see from the black community, and maybe sometimes I don't know too much about the Latino community, but what I see a lot of times with black females and men too, we both do it too. You're having babies in your teens and early 20s, and you're out partying and stuff, and then you don't kind of really look at marriage as an option. Things just go a different way. You pick one mate, you pick a bad mate, and you throwing everything on the crap table. Then you get mad on the backside because this ain't the person you wanted. Then you got 2 or 3 baby mamas or baby daddies, and it just goes in down a different road. And I think it's based on economics. And sometimes I think people from money, they tend to look at the future as a marriage as a business contract more than a relationship sometimes. When you look at a lot of ultra wealthy people, it is a business contract about trying to make 2 families come together and have kids and continue to build the wealth between the 2 families. And people in lower class and middle class, we think on a different wavelength. We're pretty much like trying to enjoy life. If we can take a trip in the black community and go on vacations and things, we can. But in other economic communities, white communities, they're enjoying that life, you know, at an early age in the 20s, and they're having the kids in the 20s, and they married in their 20s. And I ain't gonna say black folks don't do it. Black folks do it too, but we see it more predominantly in the white communities, where the white women, they party hard in college and drink and have girlfriend relationships, and they get out of college and they start their careers and they go find a man and get married.
I'm not trying to throw me and you debating or anything like that. I just maybe in my own personal experience from what I've been seeing for years, whether, like I said, whether it's a poor white people or poor.
That's what I'm about to say.
Where'd George go? Where'd you go, George? But like I was saying, in my past, I haven't seen a lot of. I see whether they're poor or not poor, they are together, and that's what I'm. Like I said, in my past, I can't necessarily compare underprivileged Caucasian people and underprivileged Black people, because they still have an economic thing over us even when they're poor. So, and you know that for a fact, because that's a statistic. They say a middle class Black person and a poor white person is still, a poor white person is up here and a middle class Black person is down here. So in my past, what I've seen is that poor white people are still together. They get married. It doesn't matter if they have college educations or not. They could be on meth and they still together.
But you know what?
I don't know why it's like that, but you can see poor white people together and poor Black people don't be together. They just don't. In the 60s, they wasn't poor. Black people were together. They were married. 70s, it changed. We know, with the welfare system and all that stuff. But like I said, from the 80s, 70s, I see poor white people together, whether they rich, poor, they together. I'm not saying they stay together, but I'm just saying they get married at an earlier age. They stay married. They just get married. They don't. All I'm saying is they don't party a long time. I'm saying the women, they don't party a long time. They party in college if they go to college. If they don't go to college, they just get they get married at 18, 19 years old, and they just get married. That's what they do. I mean, I don't know if that's because that's drilled in them. You better not have a baby daddy. You better not have a baby daddy like those Black people. I don't know, but they get married. They do.
Throw that thing in the trash, man.
Formula is for them, but they put us on their kids. You're getting married. That's it. You know.
Well, I think it's kind of, what you saying is truth, but it's about tradition too. So a lot of that have to do by tradition,
Okay.
how they was raised and how we are raised, because a lot of us have single parents, single households, or
You came
whatever.
from a two-family home though, didn't you?
Not really,
Okay. Okay.
not really, not really, but it's by tradition, and I can say this but this is me as a man. When I was younger, I was always just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna get married early or something. I thought I was gonna marry the girl I was with in high school. I thought I was, but don't work that way. But I do have a brother that been with his wife since they were seniors in high school, and he's 55, no 57. So, I mean, but like I said, I think it's some of it had to do with tradition. Some of it's by design. If you ain't see your parents do it, it really don't even comprehend to you. So,
Tracy.
Well, it's interesting what the fellas take on everything, and it's a good it's good to have men's input first and foremost. I think this is a very good topic, so I just wanted to be a part of it. Once again, thank you for that. Getting to my response is, it's interesting what Rico just said about it. It didn't happen. What did you say? It didn't happen by design, or it wasn't designed to happen in your relationship. Women don't think that way. Young girls don't think that way. I was a young girl once, and when you're in a relationship, you want it to be all you can be. You're into that person from a woman's standpoint. And I hope the women are kind of agreeing with me. I hope I'm not off base with this. Just women in general, Black young girls in general, growing into older women. We put, I think, our all into a relationship. And we want the men to desire us. We want our Black men to propose to us. We want that Brady Bunch look. All Black women want it. We want it and we desire it just like a white woman. It's just we're different colors. Unfortunately, I think what's happening too is we're in a battle of trying to date our own within our own race, but we've got the Beckys coming over and they're sharing in our pool, and it's not that big of a pool. And they're plucking and taking out our Black men. So, what are we to do? We normally, as Black women, probably growing up in a two-parent household, if you have a Black mother and Black father, you wanna be the successor of doing the same thing. We don't want to date outside our race. We want to date our own Black men. But when we're left with a very small batch of pick of the litter, if our men are not gay, or if they're not locked up, or chances they may we're in love and you may lose that person that you're in love with due to any type of violence out on the street. We're up against a lot as Black women.
yeah.
So we need our Black men to stay with us. Stop going for Becky and stay with us.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
We're up against a lot. We're up against that white woman because we're not the first pick. They are.
Yeah.
Well, wait, let me push back on that for a minute. A lot of Black men, we have to deal with another aspect of that spider web, is the lesbians that come into the picture too. That's a whole another dynamic that goes off a different lane about this conversation about the pick of the litter. Now we got to deal with, okay, you trying to talk to this girl, but then you got another lesbian trying to come up here and talk to her and talk about she wants to be her wife. So that impedes upon us trying to find another woman, because oh man, that's just a whole different ball. I ain't even gonna go down that road, man. It just yeah.
That's an interesting topic too. And I would love to know the statistics, because I feel that that was not a Black woman's option. That hasn't been a Black woman's option until recently. And once again, our window is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We just don't have a large classification to pick from in our Black men.
Well, as far as, remember what I said a while ago, as far as Black men going, not trying to put Black women down or anything, but as far as Black men going to other races, a lot of time, just from personal experience, the meanness and the rudeness and the anger and the you gonna give me $200 and you take me on a date. I mean, you know, I don't know what, again, I don't know what other races are doing, but a lot of times Black men are running because of that too, because they're watching these women are watching these little videos and reels and stuff and thinking it's okay to act rude to Black men. And then that Black man is going, you know what, exit stage right, I'm done with you. And then sometimes they'll stereotype the rest of the Black women. Well, all Black women is mean and rude and this and that. And I'm just not Black women. We're tired of women being rude. I talked about this several times. You got that's the other thing we're fighting for, George. You got lesbianism. You got rudeness, rude women for no reason, rude and obnoxious. I got a big butt. I got long eyelashes. I'm all that. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. If I feel like talking to you, I'll talk to you. Women choose men now. Men don't choose women. We can't say anything to women anymore. We can't even speak. What are you speaking to me for? Who are you thirsty? And this and that. You know, that makes men go the other route too. You know, everybody needs to step back up and be where they need to be again. Women need to, Black women, if it's Black women, need to stop being mean and obnoxious and acting all attitudey and shit. And, you know, just be cool and, you know, let's listen to what the guy has to say. If he's not being rude and impolite and disrespecting you and saying you got a big butt and nice breasts and all that rude stuff, if he's being polite, be polite back. And then maybe we or whoever won't run to another race and decide that that's where they want to be, because they're tired of the full BS with certain Black women that they're meeting. You know.
Yeah. I'm you know what, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So I've crossed over a few decades, and I've noticed the social construct about relationships over the last, where we at, this 4 or 5 decades, from the 70s when I was a little kid to the 80s. The social construct in relationships back in the 70s was you had a man or a husband. I saw more married families in the 70s. The women were more in tune to their men. As Absolutely. We went into the 80s, the ladies were still in tune to their man, but there was a little bit more of the dynamics of playboy, playgirl relationships coming into it. The 90s, it just started to turn a little bit to a 180. They came back to the 360 degrees. Now we're just in another social construct. It's like, for me, what I see is like, you will see the young ladies out here in their 20s, and if you're in your 20s, there's no getting to know each other. A lot of the young dudes walking up with their pants down, their hair looking crazy, and you know, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, at this point in time, nobody's wanting to get married anymore. So when we say that the social construct of these youngsters from their late teens to their 20s and 30s, it's about, let's get high, let's get something to drink, and let's go get our groove on. You come from the 70s, it was more or less like, okay, yeah, I met this lady, she's nice, I'm gonna take her out to dinner, we're gonna have a good time. Who's her family? What church community do they go to? Where they live at? What school? What's their educational background? Yeah. All that's gone to the side now. Everything is like now. So then when we look at people that come from a different culture, from let's say the white culture, they're pretty much in the same rhythm. A lot of them, they go to high school. They may or may not go to college. They get married after college is what I'm seeing. Do a lot of lower income white folks have kids, and do they party? Yeah, they do. They do. And they cross over, yeah. And on the same aspect, I see a lot more black women nowadays talking to white men. I'm starting to notice that a little bit.
Hey, May. Hey,
I'm
May
starting to see that more. But the social constructs from the last 40 years to 50 years have totally changed. And it's for a black dude, we have to weed through that. From women mature, from what I'm understanding, a lot faster than men do mentally. So we have to weed through that hurdle of, is she ready? Now she wants to party. She's wearing these, and I hate those big old thick mink eyelashes, man. I hate them things. They drive me freaking crazy. I call them sea catchers. That's what I call them, sea catchers. And I'm gonna leave it right there. Y'all fill in the blank. But you gotta dwell through that. And then you got to dwell through the aspect of not only is a couple other guys trying to holler at her, but then you got to dwell through the drag that there's about 100 different women trying to holler at her. So now you got to deal with the heterosexual and the bisexual and the lesbian aspects of a relationship. And I'm like this, who wants to get married in those conditions? You're not finding the women that be like, okay, babe, you know what? I got dinner. I cooked you dinner. When you come home, the plate's made. Okay, I'll sit down. We'll talk. We'll have a conversation. Now it's not. Oh, that's pretty much like, I ain't trying to hear that. Look, I'm going to my girl's house. We're going to get our groove on. Either I'm going to stay all night or I'm out. And marriage, I think to me in the black community, marriage rates are probably down. I mean, way down, so I think society, we have been brainwashed in society that men has to be like the gangster rappers we see on TV. And a lot of the stuff we see on TV with the homosexuality and the lesbianism in the black communities, that impacts what we see, and it reflects what the people want to be in real life. And it's not right. Now, if you want to be a lesbian or gay, that's on you. But I'm just saying what we see on TV, it brings down our rates of marriage, let's say in our 20s, in our 30s. And then you see all this stuff and you're like, okay, yeah, she got 3 or 4 kids. Oh, he's got 5 or 6 kids. And it's just a big ass soap opera.
Yeah.
Well, my statement to what you were, my response to your statement of, is the marriage rate down? It's possibly not down. I think the thing is now is, are couples making it through the marriage, or they're making it past 12 months? Back when you were talking about the 70s, families were sticking together. Men and women were sticking together for the better or the worse. They were staying together. They was getting the right.
Yeah.
All that family home shit.
Mhm.
If Jane married Joe and had 6 kids, Jane was staying with Joe no matter what type of drunk he was, a cheater he was, and they was gonna get through raising them 6 kids together. No matter who was miserable, them kids was gonna be happy. People are fortunate all that now. It's all about them. They just throwing the kids out with the bathwater. So I mean, and that's the whole household because they putting themselves first. These millennials are different. They're different. They're thinking different. They're self-driven. It's all about self.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. They are about self. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. They are about themselves, most definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
But to Lifestyle's question, can men ever ask a woman a question without being the blame? Nowadays, it depends on the woman. It depends on the woman. It depends on the woman you're asking. And you guys said something in part 1 too. I wanted to go back and say, you were talking about your women choices. Well, and someone said something about the options of picking. The pretty girl. The pretty girl was picked in high school, and that guy or whoever the basketball player was or the football player was, he stayed with her, realizing though later on she wasn't the right one for him. She wasn't even the right one for him. But the girl maybe who had her head in the book, but she might not have been that attractive at the time.
Yeah.
Didn't ever get picked. So here she is, has grown old, and maybe I'm getting a little I'm letting it get a little personal for me. You didn't get picked, but then later on in life, you wind up single. You wind up by yourself because you never got picked. Because the popular girl got picked, and then she got picked again, and again, and now the popular girl don't even look good. So now your ugly duckling looks like when you see her later in life.
Right.
Yeah.
If you look back at some of your high school, that's what happens. I grew up in the inner city, and many beautiful people. Some beautiful girls are still beautiful. Some of the ugly girls are beautiful too.
Yep. I witnessed that.
So
Let's see. Hope said, but men always have to have more than one woman. Can't they just have one? That's not true about all men. And a lot of times men will date around until they find that special woman. Men don't normally, just to understand, men don't normally just sit around with one person they're trying to get to know. They try to get to know a lot of women at the same time until they just find that one. That's what men do. Women may not do it like that, but men can a lot of times juggle that until they and men know when that out of all the women they meet, they know when it's that one. They know, and they'll gradually let those other ones go. And of course, somebody's gonna be angry and upset, but men do choose other women until they find that one. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Women do it different. You're supposed to make yourself open to be talked to. You're not supposed to go up to each man and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Tracy. Hey, gonna give me your number." Boo, 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 boo. That doesn't happen that way. So if we just take it back to where it's supposed to be, men do that, but men aren't supposed to have several women once they are committed to one woman. No, we're not. And I'm not saying a man always has a whole lot of women. It's only when a man is trying to get to know different women at the same time. Sometimes it happens that way until they find that special one, and then they let the other ones drop off. That's it. But I'm not saying it's okay to be with a whole lot of women if you're committed to someone. That's it. I'm not saying that. So.
I kind of push back on that.
On what?
On
what's not true? Well, hold on. Somebody said that's not true. Now, are we debating, Hope? What's not true? I just said men date around until they find that special woman. They don't have. I don't say that they shouldn't be if they commit themselves to one woman. Once they find that woman, no, men shouldn't be with all other women. But while they're dating different women to get to know them. That's not necessarily sleeping with them, but just taking them out, getting to know different women until they find that special one. All men do not need several women once they're committed to one woman. I don't agree with that. If you make a commitment, then you're a cheater and a piece of stuff. So
but come on,
you can just stay single.
I kind of push.
Hold on, let me finish with Hope.
I'll push back on that a little bit.
Oh, hold on. You can stay single, Hope. If a man stays single, they can date whoever they want to date. There's multiple women as many times as they want because they're not committed to anybody. Until they commit to someone, they're not cheating and they're not doing anything wrong. That's all I'm saying. When a man is committed to a one woman, no, he shouldn't go out and meet other women. No, he shouldn't. Now, Rodney, George, what do you disagree with?
It's not normal in nature.
No, you're right. Now, I don't want to go with that.
It's not.
You're absolutely right. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just not trying to go down.
Yeah, I get it.
We have our eyes are different for a reason. Women don't look at other men like that. Like we look at women, all women, and we want every woman. Even if a woman isn't good for us, we still want every woman we see. Yes, we were not made to be with one woman, but man has turned that into you need to be committed to one woman, and that's it. That's that, and that's it. But back in biblical days, they were with multiple women, and that's just the way it was. And women were okay with that because that one man took care of his whatever if he had 5 wives, he took care of those 5 wives. Nowadays, it might just be about sexual reasons that guys want to be with 3 or 4 women at the same time. But they may not be able to support those women and take care of them as a man did in those biblical days.
when they all lived in a concubine or whatever, they all lived together. That man would support his women, go out and get the food. The women would cook it, and everybody was happy. And the women didn't get jealous of each other. Everybody was happy if that man had more than one wife.
Okay, but let me push back on that. When we do that, when you're saying, okay, we go out, we date this woman, we go out and see this other woman, and you have dinner or whatever in social constructs.
Hope
That's
you're talking about something personal. I'm sorry. You got to you're being personal. You're talking about a situation maybe you've been in. All men do not have to sleep with multiple women. No, they don't. And if they're, again, dating and they're not in a serious relationship, actually, they have the right to sleep with who they want to because they're not committed to anybody. Now, I'll revert. I'm stopped. I'm done. Go ahead, George.
Yeah. When we sit up here and we say, I want to be with one person, you're going against your genetic, primeval nature, genetically designed instincts. If somebody sees Trey and they say she's beautiful, I want to be man, say I want to talk to her. Then they might go out and see Paula and they want to I want to talk to her. Our genetics and our human and our natural design is to appropriate or have coitus and spread our genetic genes
You're absolutely
throughout.
right.
So we're the survival of the fittest. So our gene pool survives throughout whatever nature puts in front of us. That's the challenge of life and in nature. But we go against that primeval and natural survival instinct to what you just said. It's a man-made construct to be with one person, but it's not natural for us as humans to be with one person. We're going against our nature.
That's the reason why it's so hard mentally.
It's
for men
hard.
to be committed like that. That's
it's
why
hard.
men really, really have to work hard on being with one woman sometimes mentally, because we're not made that way. Women, God, if you believe that, God made us different on purpose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so, George.
And if you look at most animals and creatures in the wild from nature, they have more than one mate. The primates have more than one mate. Most canine species have more than one mate. Most pack animals have an alpha and a alpha male and female. Okay, but they might have also other females that are in the pack, and there's only one that breeds with the females. You'll see it in moose, caribou. There's a big fight at a certain time of the year, and that particular one that comes out of that fight, what do? They have a right to breed with the females only. Everything else is pushed out to the outsides of the pack, or that's their natural survival instincts, is for your DNA to be the strongest to survive as much as it can through genetically. And we fight against that nature by saying we want to have one woman. And it's beautiful if you can have one woman that can be everything to you. You can have one man that's everything to you. That's beautiful. That's humanity evolving throughout a millennia, or however you want to put it, thousands of years, a millennia. We're evolving to a different type of state of mind. But this new millennial generation we're seeing right now, they're going back to that primal instinct to have. I have two boyfriends. I have a girlfriend and a boyfriend. I have two girlfriends. And everybody's just open about it. That's going back to what is hard for us to look at our generation and go back and say, well, that's natural in society for them. But to have two girls, getting it on, I mean, okay, maybe that's what we used to seeing adult movies and adult content, but actually they're doing what they're supposed to do naturally and as instinctive creature from their DNA to be one man with two girls, or however multiple partners, or because you're supposed to genetically spread your seed to be the strongest in survival.
But cheating is nothing new. Kind of going back to what Hope was probably trying to say. Cheating is nothing new. Cheating has been around way before time. If we ask people how many siblings they have, or you grew up in a 2-family household, even a single household, most likely somebody's got a half brother or a half sister. Cheating is nothing new. I just said I came from a Brady Bunch family. What I didn't say was they were outside parties too that belong part of them. I just don't count them because The mister was out doing something extra and bringing in extra numbers.
Rolling Stone.
So,
Yeah.
but my mother, I counted what my mother had with my father, but my father had extra. So,
Yeah.
men doing this is nothing new. Is it acceptable? It once again, it depends on that couple. Is it acceptable if they're gonna make it through it or not?
And it could
Yep, because
depend on the social
that's how my
construct,
family
you know,
was.
the
Hey, Hope,
construct of your
thanks for coming
society.
in. I mean, I'm sorry. Hey, AB, thanks for coming in tonight, buddy. What's going on? And if it's not cheating if you're not committed to anybody. It's not cheating. When you commit yourself to a person, I guess then that's when you call it cheating. But when you're not committed to someone, it's not cheating. What are you cheating on? It's not.
What does the word committed mean?
Commitment means to be committed to one person, to say that's the person you're going to be with. Now, if you're saying we're together and I'm not going to be with anybody else but you, then you are cheating then, I guess, right? If you say you're committed to one person, but if you say, hey, we're together and that's it, I mean, I don't know.
But I'm an older woman.
Okay.
Commitment means nothing.
Married? No.
Married.
Okay.
Married is a different word than
okay. So if you're married, that's a commitment supposedly under God, and you're committed to God, and you're not supposed to cheat. Then you're cheating if you commit commit adultery, or if that's what you believe, right?
Okay.
But if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, you're still working on some sort of commitment, even though you haven't put a ring on each other's finger. You're still working on some sort of commitment. I'm just saying when you're not in a quote unquote relationship, there's no cheating. You're just doing whatever you're doing. What you're not cheating on anybody. You're not in anything.
Right.
I don't know.
Just monogamy. Just straight monogamy.
Everybody looks at things differently. You know, everybody looks at things differently, and they go about their lives differently with the relationships that they're in. And you know, some people call it cheating, some people call it having friends, some people call it friends with benefits. Their definition of what they're doing with who they're doing it with. That's to me.
Rico said he calls it monogamy. Is that your
monogamy? You got like just practice monogamy. Just like, you know,
when you're not sleeping with anybody, right?
Monogamy, yeah, that's it.
I mean, if you're monogamous with one person, yeah.
That's just yeah. Like then marriage is a big step. After marriage is you only supposed to, you know, your mind supposed to just be focused on the marriage. Now I do know personally know someone that has 2 wives.
Okay.
Fine. And they've been together for 30 years.
Awesome.
So my brother.
Where do you get to have 2 wives at?
I mean,
he did it. He did that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel that.
He did it.
You know what? If that was, I feel like that's something I could do, because I mean you can. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, hey, why not? You know, you could deal with 2.
No issue. He did it. No issue. No, he did it. No issue. They did all the family events together, all the kids together. It was just.
I think if you really work through that, you could do it. It's better than cheating, right? You ain't cheating.
And I think that's how it started. It started like that, and I guess it just said, "Hey, look, it's gonna be this," and you know, he's not a polygamist or anything. It's just that he put it there, said, "Hey, this is what it is," and that's it.
Well,
we didn't ask for
acceptable. Where is it acceptable at?
What do you mean?
What state?
That's not the point. They're probably not.
Utah
really
is accepted in Utah, but they have
Utah,
they're together.
Yeah.
We know it's illegal to have 3 wives, to have 2 wives. So, you know, they're just together, and that's blessed. That's awesome. If they're together and they get along.
You know what? I think it's awesome too. I think I'm honestly speaking, I think it's awesome. I just was like,
if they can get along and have a happy family, kudos to them.
It takes.
I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge.
It takes like-minded, well-understanding individuals.
And not having jealousy and being jealous of each other and all that stuff. The little
And that's how
ladies ain't jealous, of each other, and that's awesome. It's awesome.
and that's
And you
how
know
it
what?
is with my
Because
family.
relationships are work. Relationships are work.
Yeah, they will.
With two
Communication, though. You got to communicate. Without,
You're right.
so
I think
so
with
with three
three,
people,
at
it's really
least
some work.
somebody gets the heat taken off of them sometimes. It ain't my turn. Go on to the other person.
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
I have to deal with you.
you know what? You know what? You bring up a good point. Intimacy is a big part of relationship sustainability. Sometimes you have somebody who has a higher intimacy drive, and somebody
Well,
who has a
intimacy is
low.
not sex, though, George. Intimacy is not touch. That's just caressing and holding somebody.
No, I get it. I'm just saying,
that's not
still
physical.
in the same, still in the relationship dynamic. Some
Okay.
people may be
You have to have it, though.
yeah, some people might be mentally intimate, and the other person's like down here, and the other person's up here, and it's like, dang, are y'all really on the same wavelength? Do you really come together?
Sometimes no.
Yeah, or you in it just because it's show and tell for the world, and like, okay, I've got somebody, we got each other, and we still going through the motions. But
I mean, that's kind of like pimping, man. I had, my cousin was a pimp. He had girls. They all lived together. No, but sometimes the new girls would get jealous of the bottom B. But they all lived together. They all got money together. They all loved him, and it was no beef. It's a mental thing. It's all on what that particular person wants and what those people want together and what they can handle mentally. No, every woman's not going for it. But who wants every woman to go for it? Every woman's not, and every man's not wanting that. So it's up to the individuals and whatever they find happiness in their own life and their own little personal setting, and that's it. If two women make one man happy, and two women are happy with one man that can satisfy both of them, then hey, all power to them. I don't knock it. My nephew was doing it. My nephew had two girlfriends, at one time, and they lived together for a little while, maybe a year, a couple years. That was good for him and his thing, and they were happy together. They're not now together, but he did it. I kind of envy him. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I would love to experience that. I'm just being honest. I'm being
That's
honest.
why you men are to blame.
I'd love to experience that.
This
Now,
is why men are to blame. This is why men are to blame.
Hey, I'm talking here. I may not ever have that.
I would love to.
I may not. That's just. Hey, I'm talking. It's just a fantasy. Okay, I may not ever have that, and not that I'm even looking for that. But I think that I could handle two women and us living together.
But women fantasize about that now too. They fantasize.
Women have their fantasies. They just don't admit them. They don't admit them. They talk to their girlfriends about them. But
okay. Well, let's ask the question, Trey. Do you think about that? I mean, what Rico just said.
Two husbands?
No.
Okay, not husbands then.
Because their minds don't think like ours. That's why.
Right.
Women don't think like men, and they're not supposed to. That's why I hate when women say, I can do the same thing men can do. No, you can't. No, you can't. And if you go out and screw 1,000 men, you're going to be labeled. When a man does that, he's not labeled.
True.
He's not. He can put on a suit, get a shave, and go out and still start a family with a younger woman.
True.
And then what? And everybody's mad at him and saying, what is he seeing that younger woman and ooh, and this and that? Yep. But an old lady can't go pick up no young stud man and make him be with her. Yep. That's not how it goes. Women have an expectancy, and men can kind of go on and on and on until we do this.
He could have a desire for the older woman and the younger woman.
Sometimes.
Once again, the men is always winning. They always get to have multiple.
It's not our fault.
And we have to be okay with it. So you get to have an older woman and a younger woman.
That's how men were created. We get to do things that women can't do, and women can do things that men can't do. That's why we were both just immaculate in conception. We're both special. Yeah. We have our special things that we can do that y'all just can't do. And when you do them, again, you're labeled. And it's sad that happens.
We sit down, you get to stand up. I mean, we go in the bathroom and you get to stand up and we get to sit down. No, we just
everybody's different, you know, and I know women don't want to hear that shit, but it's just the truth. We're different, you're different, but you're special. You're extra special. And we're special too in our own way. It's just that we have to understand and respect that. And once we respect that and respect women and men, and women respect men, and for what we have to bring to the table, we'll get along a lot better.
Can we hear what the panel's saying? Can we hear what the panel's saying?
Okay, let's go with the panel. Anna said, sure, was getting ready to say that. Hold on. Anna said, let's go back. The woman has to love it too. So when do I call my man? When do you call my man? So when do I call you my man? And then that's Anna Smith said that.
No.
Abandon said, if you're not wearing a ring, how is it cheating?
True.
Abandon said, men are not built to be with one woman necessarily. That's what George was saying. Lakita said, if they all agreed on that, then it is what it is. Corey states the fact that men are the only man that's ever birthed a woman was Adam, and he took a rib. God took a rib out of Adam and made a woman, which means we were first. Y'all were made for us. We were made for y'all, but we were first. And that's just we can't help that. We can't help that. We were first, then y'all, but y'all were for us. And it's always been that way. And it's not that we're using y'all or y'all using us. We were made for each other. And we just have to learn how to get along and be there for one another. You know, that's just
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I think it might have been two hermaphrodites in the Garden of Eden, and they both had the same.
Okay,
sorry, I had to get that in.
Okay. Oh man. But
each one of them had male and female parts, and it went down from there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their opinion on everything, and it just.
But men are to blame.
But we're not. We shouldn't be to blame. But we always get to blame instead of somebody just saying, you know what, I messed up. I met some messed up guys.
Let's get accountability.
I met some messed up guys, and that's what it is. You know. Okay, Rick. You know that's what it is. Hey, Andrew.
Now I'm gonna say this right here. I know if I was out there and I'm dating and everything, and there's a woman she's got 1, 2, 3 kids or whatever, and the baby daddy's in jail and prison and everything, I'm running away fast as I can. I don't want no part of that, because there's no reason for me as a dude to get involved mentally or physically with a woman that has a baby's daddy's that's in jail, and he's coming home soon, because you start getting them letters about I'm changing and them phone calls, let me talk to the kids and all this stuff. And from my experience, I've seen them about, well, I ain't thinking about him. Then about 2 or 3 months before he get ready to come home, he's talking to the kids on the phone. She's talking to him on the phone. The next thing you know, when he gets home from jail, they right back together. So that's the type of relationships I personally would avoid. Just anybody who's dealing with somebody that got a baby daddy in jail or something like that.
But if you're a successful man, if you're successful, George, you're not going to deal with that anyway, are you? If you're a successful man,
if you're successful, no, you leave that alone. You don't need that. If you're successful, and you don't have to deal from that pool.
That's what I'm saying. If you're making over $150,000 a year, you're not looking for women with 3, 4 baby daddies. That's not, your options are open. You're not. You can get whatever you want. So if you're a lower class guy, I mean, you may mess with a girl with a baby daddy. You may not. You might still have some options. But if you're a successful dude, you definitely ain't looking for that type of woman. And that's what Kevin Samuels used to say. That's what he was telling certain women that would call into his show. Look, you can't think that a man is going to want to deal with a woman that has that going on, just like a woman is not going to want to deal with a man that has this certain things going on with him. It's the same thing. I mean, if she's a successful woman, a doctor, what does she want a man with 5 kids for?
Don't need it.
5 baby mamas when she can go get a guy that doesn't have any children yet or is a successful guy? So same thing. But again, men can, sometimes we got the pick of the litter, sometimes we don't, but we're not going to go out if we're successful and go pick that kind of woman. No way. I mean, I've been in those situations, exactly what you just said. I've met women like that before. When I was younger, I've dealt with women with kids at different baby daddies and had to deal with the baby daddy drama now. And I'm not with that now at 51 years old. I don't want to deal with that. And I will not deal with anything like that because I've learned that that's not the type of situation that I would want to get myself caught up into, because that could be messy. And I've been down that road before. So whether I'm successful or not, for me, no, it's a no. I don't want that.
Rico, you don't have that problem, do you?
Abandon said, y'all don't like to hear the truth. Is a woman is on a time schedule for her life, and if certain things like marriage don't happen within a certain age period, y'all got to let it go. You know what? That's awesome. I think we all need to let certain things go when we get past a certain age. I'm not saying people don't get married at 100 years old or 65, 70 years old. We've seen it every blue moon. We see 85-year-old people getting married.
No.
I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. Marriage is never off the table, but I just think after a certain age, let it go and let whatever happen. In my past, I've met women 50s, 60s, and they're saying they're celibate until they find a husband. Wait a minute, you're 62 years old.
Trey got to laugh at that too, though. Trey laughed at that.
How are you celibate? And you got grown kids, and the pastor told you that you shouldn't open your legs anymore until you get a husband. Well, wait a minute, you're 60-something years old.
They're not celibate. They're just
come on. You cannot revert you can't be a born again virgin. No, stop. That doesn't turn a man on. That ain't gonna get you no husband.
They just sleeping with dildos. They're not.
That ain't gonna get you no husband.
That's why I said they got something.
They're sleeping with dildos.
Touchdown.
They have something.
Touchdown. Would you say it again?
They're sleeping with dildos.
No, they say they ain't sleeping with nothing. They say the pastor said they don't sleep with nothing.
Well,
they don't need to be doing nothing special.
They are drunks. They drinking a lot. They putting themselves to sleep.
The pastor told me not to sleep around until I get me a husband.
Well,
but he said I can sleep with him though.
That's run for them too. Them the ones you run from too.
The pastor said I could sleep with him, but
not with the baby daddy. Run for them too.
That's because the pastor's sleeping with them.
Exactly.
And the pastor can do that. The pastor can go around.
That's crazy. That's
exactly. Crazy. Run from them too, just like the jailbird baby daddy. Run from the pastor friends.
Hey y'all, I got to do a touchdown. I got to do a touchdown sign. There's touchdown. What you just said.
I'm a woman. They're sleeping with dildos, or they're sleeping with the pastor.
Carmen said
we ain't that naive.
No, Carmen said has absolutely nothing to do with your success. That's true. But I mean, men have a choice to meet a woman with, because again, when I have 5 children.
My baby got with my mama. She had 7 already.
Rico, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. I'm here.
I had 5 children, and I remember back when I was younger. Let's say 10 years ago, every woman I would meet and I tell them I had 5 kids, they would go.
But you know what, Eric? My daddy got with my mama, and my mom already had 7.
Okay.
And finished off with 4 more.
Wow.
So, and I dated a woman that had 7. She didn't even look like she had 7 children, but that didn't stop me though, because we fell in love.
Love is love, y'all.
So, love is love. You know, and she was always attracted to street dudes. So I already knew the kind of dudes or baby daddy she had. So I wasn't worried about it. But like I said, it depends on that person. Like, I don't care about no chick having no attitude, because I want to know where that attitude coming from. I want them. let me tap in and see what's wrong with you, and simmer you down a little bit, turn your broiler down, because I can do that. You have all the
You can
attitude
do
you
that with
want to.
some women, and some women just have
Well,
these auto. You can do that with some women. I agree.
Yeah, I want to know what I want to know why your
any
attitude.
man that's interested in a woman with 7 kids, yeah, you like
Now,
it
I
I'm
must
mean,
be
not.
I wasn't interested. It's just that that's what she ended up telling me. I have 7 children, and I was like, what? Don't look like it. No baby fat, none of that.
Well, that's why she got 7 kids,
So
because you look great, right?
But you was gonna
yeah.
be a victim. You were gonna be a victim. Any woman who
Uh,
has 7 children and they still can be approached and have a relationship outside any man with 7, any woman with 7 kids, that man's gonna be a victim.
yeah, and I kind of had some stories with her, but
Economic setbacks.
long story short, me and her broke up, and me and her oldest son got real tight. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be kind of where I'm at now, because he had got me a lot of like good jobs. So yeah, if I did think about, well, this chick got 7 kids, I ain't messing with her. But I kind of was like, you know what, forget that. And so yeah,
So
so me
so
and him still have a relationship. I don't even talk to her, period. But I still talk to her son.
hey, let me ask you something, Rico. Was it economics that was part of the problem? Financial with her?
No, no. Actually, she was good. She had a car, house, whatever. She was good. She was good. I
No,
was in a bad
I
place
mean
at the time.
was it economics towards your ability to help her sustain her
No,
lifestyle?
no, I was at a bad place at the time. George, I didn't even want to date nobody when I met her. I didn't even want a relationship. I told her I didn't want a relationship because I was staying with my auntie, and I wasn't together. But she didn't care. And
So
we
so
ended up falling in love.
did marriage ever come up in the conversation after since
It
she had the
did.
7? Okay.
It
How many?
did,
Who
but
brought it up? Who brought it up, the man or the woman?
she did.
See what I'm saying?
How many
But
Men
kids
don't
but
want
fathers
to
did she
commit.
have?
but this
Yeah,
Tracy, this
so
the thing. She still had skeletons. So she brought up the marriage, but she was in a previous marriage that she's still waiting to that stuff. So
How many kids fathers did she have, Rico?
mm, four. Four.
I've met women with that amount of kids too, and I kind of, now that I'm older, I don't want to deal with that. I want to meet. If I am trying to meet, it had to be somebody probably now with older children. Man, that's a lot. I mean, yeah, and but love conquers all. Hey, I'll say that. If it's
Yeah.
somebody you love and you fell in love with them, I'm not saying that can't work. Like you said with your mom and your stepdad, hey, he fell in love, and that kid thing did not bother him, and that's fine.
No.
That's fine.
And he was successful when he met my mom. You know what I mean? He was good. My pops was he was good. He was good.
That's cool, man.
So
But you know what? I want to say back in the old days with your stepdad or pops and my adopted dad, they would take on other people's families with
yeah,
no problem,
yeah,
man. It's not like that now.
yeah.
Guys would take on the responsibility as somebody's dad back in the days and raise other people's kids back in the days. Now it's a lot different now, but back in the days, somebody would, because you've heard of plenty of people around our age that were raised by another guy that wasn't their dad, and they treated them
Yeah.
just like they were their children.
And
So
my daddy do not play that half.
step stuff, right?
He don't play that at all. That's your brother. That's your sister. That's just it. And that's just what it was. That's just what it was. But that was in the '70s, so
yeah,
See,
Hey,
that's a
Frostbite.
that was in
generational
the
thing we talk about.
70s.
that was in the
Yeah,
'70s.
This
that's
is
like what
what
5 or
women
6
want,
decades
though.
ago. Yeah.
What's that,
Women
Tracy?
want that 70s love. Women want that 70s love.
Okay, and we
They
want it
want men
too.
to come on, take on the household. If they have 1 kid, 2 kids, 6 kids, 7,
Everybody else was in the
Take
crack.
it.
Now, now there was different things about the 70s. Now you had the beads hanging up and the shag carpets. Now that was a different type of love in the 70s. Now you had the
We want it though. I would love to have that again. I would love to see that again. I would love to have that. Women were taking care of their men back in those days too.
yeah.
So if
Hey,
women want
hey,
that
y'all,
70s,
I'm gonna have to get on y'all podcast one day. But what killed all of that is when they introduced crack in our neighborhoods. They killed all the family. I mean, the morals and everything. They went out the door. Didn't nobody want no families no more. Cause at that time when crack came, they killed everybody's family. It wasn't no more husband and wife. Everybody was all about their crack. You know what I'm saying? That's in everybody's neighborhood.
black
That's
family,
what left our race up. The
black
crack did
family,
that.
yep,
So it
yep.
ain't that
In the 80s.
70s and 80s. I gotta get back my phone ready.
All right, brother. Thank
No,
you for your
no, you
comment.
know what?
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
Yeah, that was my
he
brother.
got
He
he
had an
got he
interview.
he got to go back a little bit further than that before crack. It was the social welfare system that messed up a lot of black
Yeah.
families too.
I don't want to go too far into that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you don't want to go back there for a little bit. It was like in the 60s, women, the black family was split up. The woman couldn't have a man in the house, and before you can get food stamps and
and
welfare,
that was
yeah,
just a big
yeah,
project that they did for us on purpose. So yeah,
yeah, because
absolutely.
welfare wasn't even meant for black folks. It was meant for white women. That's what it was meant for
Absolutely.
when you really look at
Absolutely.
it. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Hey guys, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. We've been done over an hour and I didn't cut everybody off short tonight. We did good tonight. We did over an hour. Appreciate everybody coming in tonight. I appreciate everybody coming in to comment tonight. Thank you. If I didn't get to your comment, I apologize. You can definitely throw something in the comment section once we get off tonight. If it's something you didn't get a chance to say, feel free to say it. Let's see. Carmen says this generation has no respect for each other. That's why everybody is out for themselves. You don't see people who will hold you down if you are in a bad spot. Things are different now. Even with older people now, people have let the world get the best of them. And we kind of need to get back to some of that old school love, like Tracy was saying, and just love on one another, and just respect each other and respect each other's space, and getting back to communicating and just telling a person what you really want, and not holding back, and being honest with people. I think honesty has really went out the door. You know, if you are honest with somebody and just tell them, hey, this is how I feel and this is what I need. This is what I need from you. Can you do that? If you can't do that for me, then I'm gonna go that way. You know, but if you're honest, instead of letting the communication fall, be honest with that person. Say, hey, I need this from you. This is what I need. If you
But
can't,
before they do that, lifestyles for some of the ladies, they need to let the grudges go. Whatever happened in the past, if it's the past, let it go and then go forward.
absolutely, Hope. Everybody has to find the right person. Carmen says, sorry for walking. No problem, Carmen. Nurse Anastasia, I appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you, sweetheart. God bless you as well. And I hope you have an awesome weekend. Yeah,
don't you
I mean,
think that
we just have to respect one another. Go ahead, G.
do you think that what we've been talking about tonight kind of circles back to us becoming our parents and our grandparents as we age, where we look for where our train of thought is like as we get older, we look back at our past and how we grew up and the lessons we learned in life, and how this generation is kind of, you know, they're finding their own way, and we had to find our own way in our teens and 20s. And now we're coming back to the point where we're looking at what our mothers and grandparents and grandfathers.
But we kind of had we had better things to look at when we were younger, Rodney.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're coming back to that circle. We're coming back to that point where our elders told us this, and now we're coming back.
We had more of a better things to look at when we were younger. We saw people together. Your aunt and uncle, mom, dad, we saw people together.
Yes.
My grandmother, my grandfather. I saw relationships. So I can't act like I don't know what a relationship is. I can't say that I haven't seen a man and woman together when I was younger. I did see that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're able to teach the lessons from the past to try to tell the next generation this is how life should be, and this is what you should be looking for and inspiring to. That's what I'm saying. We learned it from the past, from our elders, and we have to pass it on to the next generation.
The young generation thinks that we don't know anything, George. So it's kind of hard to get to them when it comes to certain subjects. So we can try our hardest to tell them things, but they think they know it all already. They don't want to hear what old school people have to say. But they don't respect our word on certain
knowledge.
things. They just don't. They don't respect us as OGs. They just don't. Some
Well,
of
here's
them
the
do,
thing.
but
You
a
always
lot of
tell
them
them, look,
don't.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you once. I'm gonna let you bump your head, and I guarantee you they'll come right back to you and be like, "Hey, how'd you know that?" Because I always say this. OG told me, only thing changed. Relationships stay the same. The only thing changes is technology and time.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can go back and tell them, I know what's going to happen before you even think you know. Since you know what's going to go on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going to happen. And they'll come back and be like, "Dang, how'd you know that?" Because I've been there, done that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, George. Thank you, man. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. This was an awesome forum tonight. We might have to do a part 3 and bring somebody else on. We might have to carry this on one more time. Tracy, thank you for giving us some of your time tonight. We know you're a busy lady and you could have been doing anything else, but you came in with lifestyles tonight. Thank you. Rico, Mr. Rico. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, George. Thanks, Eric.
The voice of reason. Put it down tonight. Right on.
Yes,
Right
sir.
on.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate
And
everybody coming in.
ladies out there, if you're celibate, stay away from them preachers and them toys. Quit lying about you being celibate.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. If you're over 40 years old, stop saying you're celibate and you have children. And I'll leave it at that. Stop it. That's not going to get you a husband because you say you're not having sex. That is not, I repeat, from a man, that is not a turn on. If you meet a lady and the first thing they tell you, hey, before we get to talking, I just want to let you know I'm not having sex. That nice meeting you. See ya. Bye. I don't want to get to know you. I'm sorry, but I'm not thinking about sex right now. But in the near future, that's normal. So, ladies, please come on with the I'm celibate shit that doesn't work. Come on with a new line. Just come up with a new line. That's all I'm saying. Come up with a new line. It's not the celibacy shit because that ain't got you nowhere, okay? Or you wouldn't be talking.
You know what? They've had bad sex. I tell you what, they just don't
Yeah,
bad.
so they just say celibate.
Bad
All right.
Maybe it was so bad they went celibate.
Okay, I'll run with that one, Trey. All right.
You got a warning.
I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Thank you. It was real. I had a great time. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. It's been real. I love everybody. Have a blessed evening, blessed weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.
Peace.
All right.